What if I told you one digital product could 34x your income? Well, I just did it, jumping from 11K to 390K in one of my businesses. And I've cracked the code on creating high-value digital products that basically sell themselves. And I'm about to reveal the step-by-step blueprint that I discovered that made this possible. Hey everyone, Shane Hummus here, and imagine waking up to find that your bank account has grown an extra $5,000, $10,000, or even $22,000 overnight. Well, that's actually a pretty routine occurrence for me. It's basically just another day in the life of a successful digital product creator. But it wasn't always like this. Just a few years ago, I was struggling in a 9-to-5 job that I hated, trying everything under the sun to make money online. And fast forward to today, and I make multiple six figures per month. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about a specific digital product that I've been making money with. And I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, and more importantly, how you can do it too. And I'm going to cover everything from finding your $1 million idea to launching and scaling your digital product. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to turn your knowledge into a profitable digital product. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about what digital products are and why they're so powerful. Digital products are intangible assets that can be sold and distributed online without the need for physical inventory. So this could be anything from ebooks to online courses to digital templates to resumes to even coaching. And the beauty of digital products is that they're the ultimate passive income stream. You can create them once and then you can sell them infinitely without additional costs. And it's kind of like planting a seed once and then harvesting the fruits for years to come. Now, digital products are anything that can be delivered digitally, but usually digital products are also scalable as well. So there's many coaching programs and agencies out there that probably wouldn't count as digital products from most people's opinions anyways. However, if you operationalize them effectively, then they're basically digital products as well. And this is exactly what happened with my entry-level content growth engine program. I packaged my knowledge and expertise into a digital product, and now it generates revenue 24/7, even when I'm sleeping. So how do you come up with a digital product idea that has the potential to generate 6 or even 7 figures? Well, it all starts with what I call the PAM method, which is problem, audience, and mechanism. So first, you need to identify a specific problem that people are desperately trying to solve. The bigger and more painful the problem, the more valuable your solution will be. And in my case, I noticed that business owners and entrepreneurs were struggling to grow their YouTube channels and turn their expertise into revenue. I also noticed that there were a bunch of YouTubers that were getting views, but they were struggling to actually make money from those views. And they were creating great content, but they weren't seeing results in terms of sales. Next, you need to clearly define who your audience is. Who are the people experiencing this problem? What are their characteristics, desires, and pain points? For Content Growth Engine, my audience was clear: coaches, consultants, course creators, and other experts who want to leverage YouTube to grow their business. And they were typically established in their field, but struggling to translate that expertise into YouTube success. And finally, you need a unique mechanism or approach to solve their problem. And this is where your special sauce comes in. Your unique experience, insights, or methodology that sets you apart from others. Now, my mechanism was the system that I had developed through years of trial and error, combining organic growth strategies with proven monetization techniques. And this wasn't just theory, and it wasn't just marketing fluff. It was a battle-tested approach that had worked for myself and my clients. And of course, I wouldn't have been able to do this if I hadn't already grown a channel on my own to multiple 6 figures per month. Now, here's an exercise for you. Take a moment to write down 3 problems you've personally overcome or helped others overcome. And these could be the seeds of your multi-million-dollar digital product idea. Why? Because it's really easy to do market research if you are the market, right? If the past version of yourself is basically your market, then it's going to be super easy for you to do market research, because you literally just need to think, okay, what were the problems that I had back then? What were the things that I struggled with? And how much would it have been worth if I could just save myself all the time, effort, and money that I went through to solve that problem? Next, let's talk about validating your idea. It's absolutely crucial to validate it before investing time and resources into creating a full product. This step is so important, yet it's the one that people skip, often leading to wasted effort and disappointment. And guess what? When I say people, I mean me. I've skipped this step before, and it's been incredibly painful because I wasted months of my life. So I created a course one time called College 101, and it was basically helping people get the most out of college with the least amount of time, effort, and money. And I knew that I could save people tens of thousands of dollars at least with this course. So I thought it was a no-brainer. Of course people were going to spend money on it. But turns out I spent over 3 months making the course. I launched it and almost nobody bought it. It was unbelievably painful. And that's when I learned that you have to validate your idea before you make the course. And there are several ways to validate your idea. One, market research. Use tools like Google Trends, Vaca for Reddit, also just Reddit on its own, in order to gauge interest for your topic. Now, by the way, if you have an audience, of course, you can poll them, you can send out surveys to them, and you can even jump on 15-minute calls with them and just ask them questions one-on-one. And this is a super effective method for gathering data. And really the biggest thing you want to ask them is like, what are their most painful problems that have to do with the particular subject? That's the biggest and most important piece of information that you need to know. And if you don't have an audience, you can still do this same thing by simply participating in online forums such as Reddit. And then by participating in those forums, you can kind of see what the opinions of people are, what the problems they're having, and you can even DM them and even get on calls with them and send out surveys, etc. For online courses specifically, check out platforms like Udemy to see what's selling well. But if you're in a rare niche where there's not anybody making courses on Udemy, you can also check out Amazon Kindle or just Amazon Books in general to see if there's people that are making books about the topic and if there's people that are buying those books. Because even though they're not investing that much money, they are investing a lot of time if they read the book. Number two, competitor analysis. Look at what your competitors are offering. If there are successful products in your niche that you see over and over again, that's a good sign. That means that there's a market for your idea. A lot of people will think, oh, there's a bunch of people already selling it, so it's probably saturated. Usually that's not true. If there's a lot of people selling something, that's usually a good sign. That means there's a ton of demand. So when you see your competitors all selling the same exact product, there's probably a reason for that because it actually works. Number three is pre-selling, and this is my absolute favorite method. Before creating the full product, sell a simplified version or even just the concept to see if people are willing to pay for it. Just as an example, you could sell the early bird access where they will be the first ones to get it when it comes out. So it's actually not ready yet, but you're selling kind of like early bird access to the product so that when it comes out, they'll be the first ones to get it. And they get it at a discounted price. You could also sell a course, but then create it weekly. So you basically drip feed it to your audience. So you basically do like a live stream every week where you present the next week's information in the course. And I cannot tell you how important this is to do. Never, ever, under any circumstances, spend a bunch of time creating a digital product before you have sold the digital product. Always sell it first. If it doesn't sell, or if it only sells a little bit, just refund everybody. If it does sell, drop everything you're doing and create the best product that you can possibly create. And guys, like business has already been figured out by some of the smartest people in the world in Silicon Valley. And creating what's known as a minimum viable product, that's what this is, okay? And then pre-selling, this is already well known. So just follow the rules of business. This is almost like the laws of physics. Just do this. If you think that you're smart, if you think you know you have a product that people are going to buy and you haven't validated it yet, you're going to feel the same pain that I felt in the past. Because I thought I was smarter than all the geniuses in Silicon Valley, and I was like, no, I know this product's going to work. So I didn't pre-sell it. And now, before I launch a product, I always do massive amounts of market research and validation because I don't want to guess that the product is going to do well. I want to know that there's good product market fit. My audience actually enjoys the product and they want that problem to be solved. So now that you've validated and you've pre-sold your product, it's time to create your minimum viable product or MVP. And this is a crucial step that many people overlook in their eagerness to create a perfect product. And here's a golden nugget for you. Your first version doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be published. And you can make up for any product flaws simply by just giving people more of your time. So just to give you an example, some of the best courses I've ever taken were literally just on Google Docs. That's it. There were no videos and it was just on Google Docs. But the person who published the course was always there for me to ask them questions, get feedback from them, etc. And that was great for them too because it's market research. And I was helping them to improve their course. So your first version of your course should actually be really easy for you to change. It should be something like Google Docs and maybe very simple Loom videos or something like that. And then later on, once you've changed it and you've perfected it, then you can do the fancy recording and the super nice camera setup and the super nice audio, etc. And this MVP approach allows you to get your product to market quickly, start generating revenue, and most importantly, gather real feedback from real paying customers. And here's how I created the MVP for Content Growth Engine. I outlined my core content and I broke down my YouTube growth and monetization strategy into key modules. And the key here is your audience has a place that they are right now and there's a destination that they need to go to, right? So they have a current situation and a desired situation. And your job as a digital product creator is to get them from point A to point B in the fastest possible way, right? The shortest possible distance between point A and point B. So if you were asking for directions, right? If you were, let's say you're going to the library, you're going to a restaurant, and you asked a GPS, you plugged in, directions in a GPS, and it gave you like 20 different routes, and you didn't know which route was the fastest, you'd probably throw that GPS away, right? Because it's kind of trash. Well, it's the same thing with courses. What you want to do is give them the one route that is the fastest possible way to get them from point A to point B. Don't confuse them by telling them 20 or 30 different ways that they can get from point A to point B, or 20 or 30 different techniques or methods. Just tell them the best method, the best technique that will get them there. And what almost everybody ends up doing when they create courses, myself included, by the way, is they'll include all their knowledge. They'll just knowledge dump everything they know in the course. And what ends up happening is this really just confuses newbies or people that are busy, which is almost everybody. Because this took you years to learn all this information. So what you should do is you should just pick the most important information and tell them to just learn that. Like, this is the best way to find videos, or this is the best way to apply for jobs. Now, you might give them a few other options, but make it very, very clear that this is the way that you recommend. This is the best way. And I can't tell you how freaking important this is. Like, your success rate will go up like 5x if you do this. So the second thing that I did is I created basic content. For each module, I recorded simple video lessons covering the essential information. And third, I set up a basic delivery system. I used a simple course platform to host the content and give access to the students. So for me, I used School. And then of course, I offered live support to compensate for any gaps in the course content. People could ask me questions at any time. And I was basically just there at any time to answer any questions they have, jump on a call with them or their team, and just make sure that they got the result that they wanted. And that's the biggest thing, especially with your first course. Just make sure that everyone in your first course gets results. Do whatever you have to do. Even if you have to carry them across the finish line, make sure they get results. Get super annoying. Bug them all the time if you have to. And that's exactly what I did. I would constantly bug them like, hey, did you do that thing that I told you to do? And, a lot of the time they wouldn't, but then that's accountability. And that's actually really valuable as someone to hold you accountable. And this MVP allowed me to start selling the program and helping students while continuously improving the product based on their feedback. So one of my clients, for instance, Josh Madacor, went from making less than $1,000 a month all the way to making over $185,000 teaching people how to land IT jobs. And remember, your MVP is not your final product. It's a starting point that allows you to enter the market, start helping people, and refine your offering based on real-world feedback. Now let's talk about one of the most crucial aspects of selling digital products: building your audience. After all, you can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, you won't make any sales. So building an audience is all about establishing the know, like, trust factor. People buy from those they know, like, and trust. And there's no better platform for building this than YouTube. So here are the key strategies I used to grow one YouTube channel to almost 1 million subscribers and another YouTube channel to about 5,000 subscribers in a few months. 1, consistency. I committed to uploading at least 3 videos per week, no matter what. Even if the videos weren't good, even if I just had to pull my iPhone out and record a quick video and upload it, I don't care. I always upload 3 videos, no matter what. On my main channel, I have not missed a single upload in 5 years. No excuses at all. Never any excuses. Just always upload 3 videos per week, no matter what. Even if you have to upload the crappiest video ever, just do it. 2, keyword research. I use tools like vidIQ as well as Keywords Everywhere to find high potential keywords in my niche. 3, the icon method. This is my unique approach to finding video ideas that are likely to perform well. I look for videos from smaller channels that have unexpectedly high view counts, then I create better versions of those videos. 4 is optimized titles and thumbnails. I spent almost as much time on my titles and thumbnails as I did on the actual video content. And these are the first impression. These can absolutely make or break the success of your video, so they're incredibly important. It's kind of like the marketing for a product. You could have the best product in the world, but if your marketing sucks, no one is ever gonna know about your product. And 5 is a call to action. In every video, I make sure to ask the viewers to do something. Sometimes this is a direct call to action to book a call with me. Sometimes it's an indirect call to action to check out a lead magnet, something that is super valuable that'll help them solve their problems. And then they get on my email list, and then later on, they book a call. And then also there's some calls to actions that might be to watch my other videos or subscribe to the channel or like the channel as well. Now, one important thing to note, it's not about the size of your audience, it's about the quality. A small, engaged audience that trusts you is far more valuable than a large, disengaged one. Take my client Nicole, for example. When she started working with me, she had just 85 subscribers. But by focusing on creating valuable, targeted content for her niche, which is getting into particular types of cybersecurity careers, she was able to grow to the point where she's now making $85,000 per month from her YouTube channel and related products. And remember, your YouTube channel is not just a platform for sharing content. It's a powerful marketing tool for your digital products. So every video is an opportunity to showcase your expertise and build trust with your potential clients. Now that you have an audience and an MVP, it's time to craft an irresistible offer. And this is where many people stumble. But get this right and you'll see your conversion rates soar. Now, the key to a great offer is understanding the transformation that your product provides. People don't buy products, they buy better versions of themselves. So your offer should clearly communicate the transformation your customers will experience. And here's the framework I use to create high converting offers. 1, a clear outcome. What specific result will your customers achieve? 2, a unique mechanism. What's your special approach or system? 3, proof. How can you demonstrate that your product actually works? And 4, urgency/scarcity. Why should they buy now? And let me break down the $5,000 offer I did for my content growth engine program. Now, I have different tiers of offers. This offer is just for the newbies, people who are kind of at the beginning of their journey and they need to learn the ropes on YouTube. So the clear outcome here is to build a profitable YouTube channel that generates leads and sales on autopilot. The unique mechanism is the icon method for viral video ideas plus holy trifecta for high converting content. And the proof is case studies of clients like Josh Madakor, who went from 0 to 186,000 per month. And urgency scarcity is limited spots available for personal coaching calls, which is true. There are limited spots available. And we only let a certain amount of people in every month. And when it comes to pricing, don't be afraid to charge premium prices if you're offering premium value. As Dan Kennedy says, there is no strategic advantage in being the cheapest. So I started off pricing Content Growth Engine at $3,000 when I first sold it. And I gradually increased the price for $5,000 for newbies. So this is people that are just at the beginning. And then I have several different tiers for business owners. And remember, your price sends a message about the value of your offer. If you're positioning yourself as the best solution to a painful problem, your price should reflect that. And by the way, coaching programs get the best results by far out of any different type of digital product because most people don't take action with courses or other types of digital products. So that's the reason why I was able to get so many good results. And by the way, if you're a business owner or if you're a content creator struggling to monetize, go ahead and click the link down in the description in the pinned comment below to book a call with myself or my team, and we can figure out exactly what you need to do, give you a roadmap for exactly how you can do that. Now let's talk about the machine that's going to turn your audience into customers, aka your sales funnel. Now, a good sales funnel is like a well-oiled machine. Each part plays a crucial role in turning viewers into customers. And here are the essential elements. 1, a lead magnet, a free valuable resource that people can get in exchange for their email address. Now, we have several different lead magnets that we've tested out, basically different ways of kind of teaching people how to monetize, teaching people how to find the right video ideas, etc. 2, a nurture sequence. So this is a series of emails that provides value and builds trust with your new subscribers. 3 is optional, but I really like it, and that's a webinar or video series. And this is an in-depth training that showcases your expertise and naturally leads into your paid offer. 4 is a sales page, and that's a comprehensive page that details your offer and includes testimonials, FAQs, and a clear call to action. And 5 is a follow-up sequence. So for those who don't buy immediately, a series of emails addressing common objections and providing more social proof. Now, the tools I use to build my funnels are just ClickFunnels, right? So I just use ClickFunnels. You can, of course, use many different platforms, but ClickFunnels is relatively easy to use and they've been doing it for a long time, so they're pretty good. And then I also use ActiveCampaign for email marketing, and I actually use Zoom for webinars. Now, one key thing to remember is your funnel should feel like a natural progression, not a hard sell. Each step should provide value and build trust. For example, in my funnel for the Content Growth Engine, I start off by just giving a ton of value. And I give before I ever ask. So let's talk about launching your product, and this is a very important yet overlooked aspect. There are people that actually relaunch their products over and over again just by changing the name and changing a few things here and there because the launch is so profitable. Now, I don't do that because I think it's kind of a scammy marketing technique, but I can see why people do it because launch can be incredibly profitable. So I use a 3-phase launch strategy that has consistently delivered amazing results. 1 is the pre-launch. This is where you start building buzz. I usually do this through a series of value-packed videos or emails that hint at the upcoming launch. Next is the launch, and this is typically a 5 to 7 day period where I open the cart, where people can actually buy it. And during this time, I do daily live streams, share success stories, and really dial up the energy. 3 is post-launch. So even after the cart closes, I continue to engage my audience, share results from the new students, and start planting seeds for the next launch. So let me share a quick story about an unexpected twist in my first major launch that ended up tripling my sales. I had planned to close the cart for Content Growth Engine on a Friday at midnight. Sales had been good, but not mind-blowing. Then around 10 p.m., my payment processor went down. That extra day, combined with the urgency that was created by the technical glitch, led to a surge of sales that tripled my revenue for the launch. The lesson, stay flexible and be ready to turn obstacles into opportunities. And also the power of urgency and scarcity. Telling people that the cart is going to close causes them to want to take action. And it's actually incredibly powerful. Now, once you've had a successful launch, it's time to think about scaling. And here's where the real magic of digital products comes into play. First, leverage your success stories. Reach out to your customers and gather testimonials and case studies. These are going to be gold for your future marketing efforts. For example, one of my students, Troy Buckhold, used the strategies from Content Growth Engine to grow his course business to multiple 7 figures. And his success story now features prominently in my marketing, inspiring others to join the program. Next, look at automating parts of your business. This could mean setting up an evergreen webinar funnel, creating an email nurture sequence or a VSL, or hiring team members to handle customer support or other aspects of the coaching. So I've automated much of my business, which is why I'm able to generate consistent sales even when I'm not actively launching. And this automation has allowed me to scale from 10,000 per month to over 100,000 per month without working more hours. And remember what Marshall Goldsmith said, what got you here won't get you there. As you scale, you'll need to evolve your strategies and possibly your product offerings. Now I want to warn you about some of the most common pitfalls and how to avoid them, because these are the mistakes that I see people making over and over and over again. 1, this is the biggest mistake by far, it's perfectionism. Don't let the pursuit of perfection prevent you from launching. It's impossible to launch a perfect product without getting customer feedback. It's like the chicken or the egg. So you have to just launch the product, get that feedback, and then just make sure you get the person results. Just give them extra tender, loving care, right? TLC, to make sure that they get results. And they care way more about that than your product being super polished and professional and perfect. People care when you actually give them your time and put effort into them. So remember, done is better than perfect. This is by far the biggest mistake I see people making, including myself, by the way. 2 is underpricing. This is the second biggest mistake. Many new course creators undervalue their expertise. Do not be afraid to charge what you're worth. I would recommend bare minimum, at the absolute minimum, charging $997. Like, never charge less than that, especially if you're spending your time and money on it. Do not charge less than $997. And actually, you're going to be doing your customers a service, because if people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So if you're only charging like $50, there's no way people are going to actually pay attention and implement what you're telling them to do. And so therefore, they're not going to get results. And so you have to charge a certain amount so that people have skin in the game, so that they actually implement what you tell them to do and therefore get results. 3 is neglecting customer success. So your job isn't done once someone buys your course. Ensure that your students are getting results, especially in the first few iterations of your program. 4 is ignoring analytics and data. Pay attention to your numbers. They'll tell you what's working and what's not working. And 5 is failing to evolve. So the digital landscape is always changing, and you need to stay adaptable and keep learning. And you also need to listen to your audience and hear what they give you as feedback. So listen to your audience as well as your customers, and if they keep saying the same thing over and over again, well, chances are you need to do that thing. Now, if you're wondering how to turn your YouTube channel into a system where almost everything gets done without you having to do anything, I made a video about exactly how to do that, and you can check it out by clicking right here.